ELA Standard 4.2.R.2. Student will compare and contrast details in literary and nonfiction informational text to distinguish genres. Compare. To compare two texts or the details in a text, you look for things that make them the same. Contrast. To contrast items, you look for the differences in two texts or the details in a text. A Venn diagram or other graphic organizers are useful for when you compare and contrast information from a text. Genre means kind or type. It has its origins in French. Four main literature genres are poetry, fiction, nonfiction, and drama. Nonfiction texts tell about something that really happened. Examples are life stories, biographies and autobiographies, letters, textbooks, historical writings, how-to books, news articles, sports articles, scientific articles, and instructions. Fiction is made-up stories. The stories tell about something that did not really happen. It is mainly read for fun. Some examples are folk tales, fables, fairy tales, tall tales, myths, legends, science fiction, historical fiction, adventures, fantasy, mysteries or suspense, novels, classics, satire, anthologies, ghost stories, and horror stories. Read the story below and then answer the questions that follow. Dad hatches the egg. There are many species of penguin. The female penguin lays one egg. In most species, the male and female share the incubation of the egg, with one going to feed while the other keeps the egg warm. The penguin may be gone seeking food for several days. The emperor penguins do this job of caring for the egg a little differently. The female lays the egg and then leaves to feed for 2 months, while the male incubates the egg through the cold Antarctic winter. He keeps it warm by balancing the egg on its feet and covering it with its feathery skin, called the brood pouch, until the chick hatches. The female then returns with a full stomach to feed and care for the newly hatched chick, while the male goes off to the ocean to feed. What genre is this passage? This passage is a nonfiction passage. What detail shows a contrast of the emperor penguin from the other types of penguins? B. The male only incubate the egg, and that is different from all other penguin species. Read the following passage and answer the questions that follow. Rollo. Rollo was a small penguin chick in a big, white, and cold world. He stayed close to his mother, snuggling under her feathery skin and eating the food she provided him. Rollo was curious about his world and wanted to explore, but he was too afraid to leave the shelter his mother provided him. He asked his mother daily when he would be able to explore and play in the ice and snow. She always replied, soon, very soon, but soon couldn't come fast enough for Rollo. Finally, one day he could see sunshine and see the ice starting to melt. As he looked up at his mother to ask his daily question, she exclaimed, "Now, Rollo, go explore." What genre is this story? Nonfiction, fiction, historical fiction, or drama? This story is fiction. Review. Genre, compare and contrast. The two major genres of literature are fiction and nonfiction. There are many genres that fall under these two categories. Compare and contrast are used to look for ways that text details are the same or different.